All right, welcome back to Lions Park here, Simcoe, Ontario. It is the 2022 Chiefs Challenge. Blair Setford, Joe Todd bringing you this 4 o'clock action. Grand Prairie Pirates, Joe and the OHSWEKEN REDMAN. Both of these teams, or at least OHSWEKEN, coming off the diamond. They just lost 9-1 to the New York Gremlins. Grand Prairie has been waiting for this one to get going, but I think a good matchup here coming up.
Exactly. And they like coming to a tournament like this where you haven't seen a team before, and it's a chance to get your feel of the opposition, what your team can do against a new pitcher, and so it's a good matchup.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Some hard throwers in this one, especially Steve Normand on the board for Grand Prairie, so we'll look for that. Leading off for the Redmen, Josh Martin. He'll be followed by Mitch Greed. Then, Joe, it's Wade
Kiwagashigan.
Very good, thank you. Robert Bomberry, Matt Salt, Ryan Davis, Zach Green, Earl Hill, and Ryan Salt in the 9 spot for OHSWEKEN. Around the horn for the Grand Prairie Pirates. Left to right in the outfield, Shane Milligan, Braden Archon, Mitch Stack, originally from Newfoundland, but he's moved out to the Alberta way. On the infield, Blake Hunter, Scott Galenza, Dallas Kipfer, and Corey Jones, who's made his way into the park, and Keegan Archon doing the catching for Steve Normand. And that one misses just down low from Steve Normand. Does a lot of pitching, Joe, for the Irma Tigers, but as we mentioned previously, Irma Tigers not going to the IC World Tournament this year, so Steve making the trip down across the road to the Grand Prairie Pirates, and he'll join the pitching staff that includes Zach Pierce and Patrick Burns. Fouled off by Josh Martin. Josh, a local product here in the OHSWEKEN area, played some junior, and then has been with the Redmen for a number of years, a mainstay in that Redmen lineup at the top.
Good stick and good wheels. 2 or 3 times on the ground. He's got excellent wheels. Good leadoff batter. Great eye at the plate.
Slash foul down the left side out of play. The Redmen with some fancy new threads, Joe. This morning they had those white with black pinstripes, and then this afternoon the red with the Redmen in black and white across the front. Very similar in style to the Pirates, and I think that was first popularized by Team Canada back in 2015 when they had those retro throwback jerseys, and it's been a fashion setter, I think.
Yeah, it looks sharp. Good change from the traditional uniform.
Diving play over there by the shortstop, Galenza, and he gets Josh Martin at first.
No, he's safe at first.
Is he safe at first?
Yeah.
Okay. I was getting blocked out by all the movement going on here. Galenza had to dive for it, and I guess as you said, Joe, good wheels still with Josh Martin. They didn't get him first. Mitch Green now to the plate, shortstop for OHSWEKEN, and he looks at the ball just off the plate. And this one is lifted up out to left, and coming across to make that catch is Shane Milligan. Josh Martin will retreat to first.
Mitch Green only got half the ball on that bat. Didn't really get full contact. Wade Kiwagashigan now at the plate with 1 out and a runner at first base. Nice pitch there by Steve Normand.
Joe, I'm not familiar with Wade, but I think he's a younger player that's making his way onto this team. Is that not right? From up north?
He's up by in the area where Caleb Keeshing came from.
So okay, so north,
Wyerton area?
North of Wyerton, yeah.
Yeah,
okay. Big guy at the plate. Swing and a miss there, chased upstairs, and that's the good bread and butter pitch right there from Steve Mornon. That big rise ball exploding up and out of the zone.
Need a little more plate discipline by Kowalczyk. Looks awful tempting when it's leaving Steve's hands, but.
Well, chases the rise ball there again, and Steve Normand got his number there with that big rise ball. So, second out of the inning, we'll get to Robert Bonberry, the veteran.
Leading off with the Toronto Batman, the left fielder, number 5, Travis Jones.
And looked like he took something off that one, Joe. Kind of a tumbler right at the top of the zone. It was a high drop.
You don't see usually that type of spin on the rotation there. It was spinning up like you would expect from a rise ball, but it didn't rise.
This one inside. It's funny, Joe, this just goes to show you how long you and I have been around. Matt Salt, a veteran. I remember when Matt Salt was coming up in junior, but he's a veteran now on this OHSWEKEN REDMAN team. Swing and a miss there. Bonberry chasing way up out of the zone. You don't often see Bonberry chase like that. He's usually too good of a hitter to go after the rise ball like that.
Well, then Keegan Arcand will probably play right to that pitch, too, the catcher for the Pirates.
Swing and a miss. You called it, Joe, as they get the Redmen chasing that big rise ball. Josh Martin aboard on the infield single, but that's it. Stranded at first. We'll go to the home half. It's the Grand Prairie Pirates coming to the plate.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game? Every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports. Focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product, Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca to put your game over the top.
Park here in Simcoe. Luciano Lafrano, our producer, got his drone up in the air, and that was about 10 o'clock this morning, maybe 9:30 this morning, just before the first games got going, and give you an idea of what the lay of the land is here at Lions Park. There's a great shot. If you stick with us, we'll have it up in the 6 o'clock game or the 8 o'clock game of the park here Wednesday night with the lights on, and how the park looks at night. And maybe we'll also get the Niagara Falls shot back too. Luciano got his drone out at Niagara Falls the other day, and just some fabulous photography, some videography from Niagara Falls. We'll feature that for you coming up too.
That was an amazing shot at Niagara Falls.
Yeah, just absolutely.
That's picture postcard material.
Yeah, that was something to see, wasn't it? So, Joe, for the Grand Prairie Pirates, as they come to the plate here, bottom of the first inning, it is the center fielder, Braden Archon, followed by Corey Jones, then Blake Hunter, Keegan Archon, Scott Galenza playing shortstop, Dallas Kipfer, the Ontario product, at second base, Shane Milligan, Mitch Stack from Newfoundland, and Scott Hartley, the designated player. In the 9 spot, defensively, Matt Salt, Ryan Salt, Zach Green, left to right in the outfield, Ryan Davis, Mitch Green, Josh Martin, and who did you got at first base? You missed that guy. That is Earl Hill at first base on the defensive card. And Fred Fallings, who is a pickup for the OHSWEKEN REDMAN here this weekend. He'll work to Robert Bonberry behind the plate. Fred Fallings, the veteran of the Tavistock, Shakespeare area, did a little bit of pitching, I think even for, did he pitch for Bridgeport? I don't think he pitched for Bridgeport.
No.
No, it's been Tavistock and Shakespeare all these years. 2 hopper out to short, and good play there by Mitch Green to throw out Keegan Arcon. There's the Niagara Falls shot, and just a beautiful drone shot there by Luciano Lafrano, our producer. Softball Premier TV, you see rainbow there on the left side, and it is just astounding, the photography, the videography that you can get with the drones these days. Fallings downstairs to Corey Jones, member of Team Canada, had a couple of memorable hits in Paraná down in Argentina. One of the new members of Team Canada, and hit right in the middle of the lineup. And Joe, I'm pretty sure that Corey Jones played ISC 2 as a teenager back in, I want to say, 08, 09 with the Lloydminster Dodgers. This one is lifted way up in the air and out to center field. Ryan Salt will range across to his right and make the catch. I wasn't sure we were going to see any home runs here this weekend, Joe Todd. It's 275 feet to clear the fence, but Ty Sebastian hit one about 285 in the last game for the Toronto Batmen off of Adam Falker. Toronto Batmen, a big upset, 7-0 winner in 5 innings over the Hill United Chiefs. If you didn't see it, you might not believe it.
And that's not his first home run of the year either. He
My
probably
goodness,
had
no.
4
He's probably
last
had
year.
10.
4 home runs, I believe, last year.
Well, I think he had
last
4
weekend.
home runs in the qualifier, but I think he hits one every other at bat in his league up in the Huron County League. So Ty playing with the Brussels Tigers in that league.
Nice pitch there by Fred, catching that outside corner.
Another Team Canada member here, Blake Hunter. And here's another hopper out on the infield, and a 1-2-3 inning for Fred Fallings as Mitch Green makes the play. So Fallings, very efficient, sets down the Pirates in order, 1-2-3, and the bottom of the first through 1 complete. We're scoreless here on Softball Premier TV.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at Peligro Sports.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting.
Beautiful Niagara Falls, about an hour down the road here from Simcoe, and one of the wonders of the world, whether you get to see it frequently like we have access to at Joe Todd here in Ontario, or if you're like Grand Prairie, it's quite a flight out here from Grand Prairie. You got to drive down to Edmonton and then get on the plane, fly into Toronto, the mess that is the Toronto airport these days, and then make your way about 2 hours southwest down to Simcoe. This one lifted up in the air by Matt Salt out there in left field, and ranging quite a ways back actually was Milligan. He had to keep going for that one, Joe. That got up. There's a little bit of a breeze here around the park. It is not constant, certainly like that stiff wind we had in Mitchell, but it's just enough to keep things sane here, 29 degrees Celsius here in Simcoe.
Yeah, we haven't We don't get access to any flags on this diamond, but it is moving when you look at those trees at the top there.
Yeah. First pitch swinging, and that one is fouled out of play by Ryan Davis. And Normand misses down.
Leading off for Niagara Stoppers.
And this one is lifted way back out of play. I think that's the one thing, Joe, that but the only thing here that's missing would be some that mesh netting or something like that, just to keep the balls from disappearing off into the other diamonds. But it's a great little facility here in Simcoe. 3 diamonds. We're using 2 of them here. Downstairs, changeup goes off the pads of Archon. He's going to have to hurry, and safe as the throw pulls Jones off the bag into foul territory. You can see it swung at that one down in the zone, but Jones has got to go off the bag to go get the throw. Great replay from Luciano Lafrano and Softball Premier TV.
Keegan Arcan just not able to get his body in front of that ball.
Chased after it on the bunt attempt. So playing a little small ball with Davis reaching on that pass ball strikeout. And chases outside. Joe, the Redman, the longtime skipper, Daryl Anderson, he's not here. You want to tell us why?
Him and his wife are in St. John's watching the Memorial Cup as his son, Brendan Anderson, is part of the Hamilton Bulldogs lineup. Brandon got traded earlier this year down to Hamilton and was part of that team that picked up the bid to go to the Memorial Cup. And Hamilton now sitting in the semifinal game, ready for Monday.
So the Bulldogs, the Ontario Hockey League champions, Brandon Anderson, a part of that squad, and we wish Daryl and Alicia and Brandon all the best as they pursue that Memorial Cup, the championship for the Canadian junior hockey. For those unaware, this is poked out to center. Braden Archon will reel that one in for second out of the inning. A little shout out to somebody who's joining us in the Utah area, Matt Young. Your folks are here at the park, and I guess you're watching us in Utah. So thanks for being with us, and we're going to have at least some representation from Salt Lake City, Utah. The Page Break team making a return to the ISC World Tournament. We call Doc's Page Break, and we'll look forward to seeing them in Moline, Illinois.
Page Break tournament is on this weekend too, out at Larry Miller.
I believe it is. You are correct. Yeah, we did talk about there are tournaments all over North America going on. There is the Kegel Black Knights Invitational, which is going on up in northern Minnesota. Circle Tap and Ostrander Norseman. Some others, the AHI Reapers, making their way up there. We've got the Chiefs Challenge here. There is that Utah tournament, as you mentioned, at the beautiful Larry Miller Sports Complex, just on the outskirts of Salt Lake City. I may be visiting there in September.
Oh.
Yeah. Just the latest stop on the North American tour this year.
You're accumulating the air miles this year.
I am doing that, if nothing else. Upstairs from Normand. You get a good look there at the right-hander from Alberta. Big rise ball upstairs. Earl Hill chases that one up and out of the zone for strike 3. Redman strand the runner at first. Still scoreless. We'll go to the home half of the second. Grand Prairie Pirates coming to the plate.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program. The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast.
Keegan Archon to the plate, 4-batter for the Grand Prairie Pirates. First pitch swinging and belted off the fence in center. Archon is going to throw out the parachute at second. Joe Todd with a stand-up double. Oh, he got all of that.
Well, he got all of it. Exactly what you just mentioned there, but it ball just carried and carried and carried. Center fielder Ryan Salt thought he had a bead on it right off the hop, and next thing you know, it's catching the warning track out there.
Scott Galenza to the plate. We'll try and follow up that double, see if they can break the goose eggs here in the bottom of the second inning. This one is fouled back to the screen. Pirates came in, I think, ranked 8th, Joe, if I remember correctly. And they've got a real nice squad here of all Western Canada guys. That one is going to fall in, and Keegan Archon did not get a good jump as he had to make sure that ball was going to get down before he got away from his spot at second. So doesn't score, but moves up 60 feet of real estate, and runners on the corners with the Galenza single. Dallas Kipfer to the plate. Had a chat with Dallas and Riley Mannion this morning. Right on the corner from Fred Fallings, and I'm sure Dallas Kipfer has seen a lot of Fred Fallings over the years.
South Perth, KFL.
Rise ball upstairs. So Fred very quickly ahead 0-2. And Joe, when you look into the ISC2 section of the ISC guide, there are a lot of mentions of Fred Fallings in the ISC2 records section, including perfect games, no hitters, ISC2 championships, 1-1 early with the Tavistock Merchants way back in 06. Got to the finals with the Shakespeare Falcons in 16, I want to think that was. They lost to CPI that year. CPI just got on a roll and were unstoppable that day. Shane Milligan at the plate, veteran ball player from the Western Canada region. Pulls that one fair. That is over the bag and a fair ball. And it's going to make its way out to right field. And still runners on the corners, but Archon scores and an RBI single for Shane Milligan. That was a hard one-hopper. Earl Hill had just no chance on that. It was to his left and right over the bag.
Yeah, it was untouchable. It was one of those smalls that, wow, it went by me quickly. Fred has to mix up that changeup.
Yeah, we haven't
throw
seen
some timing off.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't seen that a lot, have we, right now?
It's got to be tough with a new catcher too, and
Yeah, you're coming in for the weekend. You've got what you want to do, but it
imagine
is.
dude or Robert Bomberry's in charge back there, and he's calling the pitches.
I would think so. Yeah. OHSWEKEN needs to win this one if they want to stay alive in their division. They're 0-2. They lost to the Niagara Snappers in extra innings early this morning, and then just came up on the wrong end of a 9-1 decision to the New York Gremlins. So if they're going to stay alive in this pool, they need to get a win here and then hope the tiebreaker is away. That might be a bit of a stretch. So with Stack down on strikes, Hartley, the designated player, will step in.
That's a nice pitch location, though. Right at the knees, just below the knees, I guess, as per Trevor. Never did announce our white or our blue crew. Trevor chopping behind the plate. Steve Gallagher at first base and Justin Van Horn at third base. Full Ontario team here.
So Joe, going on behind us, it's the Toronto Batmen and the Niagara Stompers, and that game now has some implications for that pool too, because with the Hill United loss, I think everybody is now 1-1 in that pool, and they've got one more cycle of games to go.
Yeah, that 6 o'clock set of games will be so important.
Well, they're going to make somebody do some math too to figure out first, second, third, and fourth on the tiebreakers. That 7-0 loss could come back and bite Hill United. Chopper on the infield, coming to get it is the shortstop. Green can't find the handle. And another run comes across for the Pirates. That was always going to be a tough play, and trying to rush it, I don't think helped Mitch Green there, Joe. He just couldn't get the ball into the glove.
I got to give Hartley a base hit. It would have been a great play by Green to get him at first base.
And you see it there as coming across was Scott Galenza for the second run of the inning. And this one is laced foul out of play, and we are back to the top of the shop. Braden Arcan, and boy, Joe, they grow 'em big out west, don't they?
Yes.
This is not a small team by any stretch.
I think they brought in the CFL team.
I think both Braden and Keegan are in the 40-man pool for Softball Canada. You've got national team coach John Stewart floating around here. Fouled off, and Todd McCullough had to do the rain dance. Yeah, McCullough is going to get a little further back in that third base coaching box, but you don't want to get too close to the fence either when you're coaching third, because then you got nowhere to go. You get pinned against the fence trying to get out of the way of something, and you're just going to wear it. That's a lesson learned the hard way.
I spent 20 years down there.
Yeah, well, you and me both.
I came home with some bruises.
I nearly got decapitated by Greg Garrity one afternoon. An arse over tea kettle trying to get out of the way of that one.
You'd think with Greg Garrity you might exchange and go to first base and throw the signs.
Well, the only thing Greg said when we got back to the dugout was, "I'm impressed you moved that fast." Up and in to Archon. So full count. Pirates looking to add to the 2 runs they've already pushed across here in the second inning. Called strike 3 on the outside corner. Fred Fallings and Robert Bonberry limit the damage. But the Pirates do score 2. Keegan Archon, Scott Galenza come around. Some good hitting by the Pirates. Shane Milligan with an RBI. They'll take that 2-0 lead into the third. Stay with us here. Softball Premier TV.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Back here at Lions Park in Simcoe, Ontario, and Joe Todd, we were just going to call up the rankings here just to talk about 7 of the top 16 teams are here this weekend in this tournament, and has shaped up to be a real good tournament. It looks like there's going to be a math contest in the tiebreakers in the one pool with the Chiefs and the Stompers and others in that pool, Bear Creek Express. But when you look at the rankings here, Joe, you've got Hill United, New York Gremlins, Bear Creek, the top 3. The Pirates, the Lumberjacks are not here. The Pirates, the Batmen, Stompers, and the Redman.
Yes, the Hill team did a great job pulling in some of the great teams across the country.
Swing and a miss. Down goes Ryan Salt, center fielder for OHSWEKEN. Back to the top of the shop, Josh Martin. Josh had that infield single leading things off for OHSWEKEN back in the first.
Steve Norman with 5 strikeouts so far, and just once through the order.
I do stand corrected. The Pirates ranked number 7. The AWP Lumberjacks in the 8th spot. But Joe, I think I think everybody in the game would say the Chiefs and the Gremlins, on paper at least, as this one is laced out to right. Good bit of hitting there by Josh Martin, and he'll retreat back to first. So Mitch Green will come up to the plate. The Chiefs and the Gremlins perhaps a little bit ahead of the field, but from the Express, the Twins, the Dukes, JB, the Pirates, Lumberjacks, Black Knights, Batman, the Tigre, and the Stompers. I mean, everybody from 3 down to 12 are almost interchangeable, you would think. I mean, We saw the Stompers upset Black Creek Express today. We've seen the Batmen upset the Chiefs. The Gremlins were, a hit away from losing to the Pirates last night. Big cut there. Normand goes right back to that big rise ball.
Well, that rise ball's been his pitch. Working well with Keegan Archon.
Well, for as often as they play each other up there, it does seem like every time there's a ball tournament, there's Grand Prairie and Irma would ultimately meet up in the championship game. So there's more than passing familiarity with the Archons and Steve Normand and the Tigers and the Pirates, and that got a bite out of Trevor Topping. We're all going to go for a walk and see if everything is still in place. Yeah, indeed. Timeout. That's why you wear a cup. So Martin out at first has got good wheels. Archon has got a great arm behind the plate. And this one is laced out to center. Martin's not even going to stop coming around second. He'll make his way to third, go coast to coast. And the Redmen have got something cooking here in the top of the third with a couple of base hits. Only one out. Wade
Kawagashig
coming up to the plate. Thank you.
Now batting number 87, Wade Kawagashig.
Now Wade chased a couple of rise balls up and out of the zone the last trip. We'll see if Normand and Archon can get him to chase again, or if he's been able to make some adjustments and not go after that big rise ball. Second time through, it's all about making those adjustments. On the move is that Mitch Green. So Martin never pulled a foot off of the bag. Whether they were hoping to maybe draw a throw to third or what, but he never moved a muscle. So now two runners in scoring position. Trevor Topping will get set back in behind the dish.
Well, it's a good part of the order here for OHSWEKEN. 3 and 4 batter here with just one out. You're down a couple of runs, 2 runs in scoring position, setting the plate extremely well for a big inning.
Well, the pieces are in place, as you say. They just need the key hit now. Can't catch up to that rise ball, though. That is the equalizer for Steve Normand right now.
You pitch to the batter's weakness.
Leading off for Niagara, the designated player, Connor Brook.
So 2 and 2. You look for the rise ball again, Joe. No, it's a drop ball and a change. We
That's
haven't
what
seen
I
that pitch too
expected.
often
Good
from
call
him on.
by
Good call
Keegan.
indeed. Yeah, if you're looking for the rise ball, this is the last thing you're expecting is a change of pace with a drop. And over the top goes Wade. So down on strikes for the second time tonight, and Robert Bomberry will come to the plate. This is where the Dude, as he is known, often excels with runners in scoring position.
Very clutch.
Inside from Normand. And swings and misses at that one. So 1 ball, 1 strike. A good location there, tied him right up. I like that pitch up and in.
Yeah.
Not a lot that Bomberry's going to do with that.
No. Best he's going to do is hit it in the ground and make an easy play for the 3rd out. Great pitch. And with his full arsenal of pitches now, you're guessing at what he's throwing.
That was the rise ball, and that one was fouled up and out of play, and that's going to fall behind us. Joe, that good crowd that we had for the Hill United game has thinned out a little bit, but I expect it'll be back here at 6 for the Chiefs. Chopper on the infield, but that's handled easily by the 3rd baseman Blake Hunter. The flip to first for the final out. The Redmen strand 2, and they might be back through that. A couple of runners in scoring position. But we'll go to the home half of the 3rd. Pirates 2, and OHSWEKEN no score.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broad.
It's kind of twos across the board there, with 2 runs for the Pirates being the difference right now. OHSWEKEN just stranded 2 in their half of the inning. Meat of the order for Grand Prairie coming up: Corey Jones, Blake Hunter, Keegan Arcon. 2, 3, 4 for the Pirates, for team from Western Canada. Grand Prairie a little bit north and west of Edmonton.
You just came through that area, so you know her backwards.
Well, that's a little bit further north and west of where we were. We were Calgary and then straight west of Banff. But I was in Edmonton back in May for about 8 hours. Chopper, that's just going to go foul. We talked about Jones and we think the career with the Lloydminster Dodgers back in 2009, 2010 era, but his dad, Jim Jones, of course, a member of Team Canada, Going back, Joe, that would have been what, the 80s, early 90s, you said, in the Ray Tilley era.
Yes, I believe so. I think in the 80s more than that. Yep, mid-80s.
Yeah, well, Terry Bader was here earlier, of course. Terry Bader, the coach of Team Canada through the 80s and 90s, and I should have asked him about Jim Jones, but I think that was probably before Terry's era, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So Corey Jones down on strikes, Blake Hunter to the plate. Up and in. And a little curveball, get me over curveball, as they say, for a strike.
Blake primarily a good pull hitter.
Yeah, right back up the middle. That was the changeup from Fallings, and Hunter kept the hands back and just tagged that right back up the middle. Bring up Keegan Arcon, catcher.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game, every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports. Focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product, Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out lumberjacksports.ca.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
So when you look at that overhead shot of Lions Park as you come in from the parking lot, we are playing on the two diamonds that are on the left side of your screen. We are at the one that is on the bottom of your screen. That's the main diamond here this weekend for the Chiefs Challenge, and we're going to continue to bring you the action here on Softball Premier TV. Blair Setford, Joe Todd, Grand Prairie Pirates in white, trimmed with black and yellow. They are up on the OHSWEKEN REDMAN, who are in red with black and white trim. Hard hit ball, and the shortstop over there, Joe, Scott Galenza. That was a play.
Great play. Good eye-hand reflexes there.
Ryan Davis to the plate.
Really didn't have a chance to get his body in front of it in case it got by him, but
no, Matt
he
Salt
did get a
hit that
glove
one
on
the
it.
screws and turned on it, but happened to be right at Scott Galenza. And
Nice
the change up
pitch.
there, but that was a little bit of chuck and duck from Steve Normand. He threw the change up right down the middle of the plate and was already ducking out of the way. But Davis swung through it.
Steve Norman done a good job so far. We're just in the top of the 4th inning. He's had 2 strikeouts in each one of the first 3 innings.
He just got another one there. I think he's been really effective with that rise ball, and then he has started to throw that changeup a little bit, and that has been an even better pitch for him because guys are up there looking for the rise ball. They're not looking for a drop, and it just changes the eye level completely.
Well, again, it's the 2nd time through the order. He's adapted to that. He fed them the rise ball first time through. Now he's throwing them the 2nd pitch.
And swing and a miss there. Zach Green can't get the barrel through the zone. Chopper on the infielder, is that fair? No, it's not. Trevor Topping with a good look right down the line, and it did look, Joe, that the glove was on the right side of the line from our perspective.
Yeah, good positioning by Trevor to get out and move down that line.
You see Trevor move to his left, get the good view, and make the right call. So 1 and 2. 2 down in the inning. And wanted to go after that big rise ball, but had the notion, but didn't act on it. But can't hold up here, and Normand picks up another strikeout. Grand Prairie coming to the plate, home half of the 4th. They're maintaining this 2-0 lead. Not adding to it, but we'll see if they can do that here coming up.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs of your team to ensure your performance is at the best level to execute plays. At Peligro Sports, we rally behind our athletes and understand their fight to take their game to a dangerous level. Visit our store at 2200 Amsterdam Avenue in New York City or see us online at peligrosportsnyc.com.
Fred Fallings finishes his warm-up tosses and leading things off for the Grand Prairie Pirates. It is going to be Dallas Kipford. Local product? Where's Dallas? Is Milverton his home area?
He was originally Kitchener, and I think he went to school.
Went to school somewhere. Brock, maybe? First pitch, that one is fouled off.
now he's kind of have, doesn't he have his own little
He's got his own little
training
sports
school?
training facility. Yeah.
Dallas also made the trip down to New Zealand, spent a winter down there.
That will do nothing but help your career as well as your outlook. You know, you just get a different perspective on life and how different cultures live. Anybody that is young in the game and is considering that, I would highly recommend that I've done it. I would highly recommend it for anybody considering it. This one is lifted up short right, long run. It's going to fall in. Kipfer never broke stride. It gets away from them out there. They're going to wave him around. McCullough's giving him the wave. Here's the throw, the plate. Bomberry's twisting around. A great slide. And he's in with the inside the park home run.
Good wheels there by Kipper.
Well, that ball took a funny hop out there in between the right fielder, Zach Green, and Josh Martin, the second baseman. It was a long run for Martin, equally for Green, and then when it hit the ground, it just took a kick to the right between the two of them. They had to go and try to find it. Kipfer's got really good wheels, never broke stride. And give Todd McCullough credit there, because that's probably almost a 50-50 play at that point. But a great slide by Kipfer, and an inside the park home run, and an exciting one. And Grand Prairie now up 3-0.
If that throw would have been to the other side of the plate, that would have been a real tough, close play at the plate.
Yeah, I think it would have been. Bomberry kind of got crossed up and had to make the catch and then go back across his body to try to make the tag. And fouled right back just below our home plate camera. Milligan an RBI single his last trip, and deep in the hole, Martin has got a long way to go, but the throw across the body, he's able to get Shane Milligan first.
Great range there by Josh Martin.
Yeah, some good defense indeed. You can see him go way into the hole, plant throw, and get Shane Milligan at first.
When I was home watching last night, I was amazed at that first base camera up on the high fence.
Yeah.
That is a beautiful shot.
Fallings misses downstairs. Mitch Stack, Petty Harbor, Newfoundland and Labrador, and now lives out in the Lloydminster area. Chases that one upstairs from Fallings. Yeah, I was a little surprised when I saw Mitch Stack listed on the roster for Grand Prairie. That not that he was on the roster, but that he was listed as in area, because I know the Stack family. They live out in Petty Harbor, as I said. And I emailed Mitch. I'm like, "Are you not living there anymore at home?" And he said, "No, I'm out here." So here's a little chopper on the infield and a long throw, and Stack is able to beat that out as Ryan Davis had to come in and get that barehanded it, but even so wasn't able to get Mitch at first. So a 12-foot infield single, and that will bring up Scott Hartley, the designated player. Took the catcher deep, as they say.
Would have been a great play by Davis to throw.
Called strike on the outside corner.
Well, it's this bottom part of the order that's done the damage for Grand Prairie.
This one is chopped out to short right.
That's in no-no land.
Yeah, that is absolutely no-no land. Stack is going to try to go first to third. They get him on the throw, as that's a good throw out there from, I think it was the right fielder that got it right. Yeah, Zach Green he came up throwing and made a beeline for third. Stack DOA at third, up to second. It goes Hartley aboard on the single and then advancing on the throw. But still, that's some good defense out there for a guy who's had to run a long way twice this inning.
And he's playing deep too.
So back to the top of the shop, Braden Archon. Two hopper out to Josh Martin, and boy, everything has been in his direction or out in right field, but he makes that one look easy. But the Pirates extend their lead to 3-0 on the inside the park home run by Dallas Kipfer.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for support.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Steve Normand will walk back to the pitching board, and he will start off with the 8-batter in the OHSWEKEN lineup. Earl Hill, then Ryan Salt, and then back to the top of the shop for Josh Martin. Joe, we're into the 5th inning now. OHSWEKEN had a couple of looks at it. They just can't get that key hit at the right time against Steve Normand here.
Well, Normand's done a great job just keeping him off balance. Just got the 3 hits so far. Oh, fair ball.
That is a fair ball as the shortstop, Scott Galenza, went a long way, and he thought, or we thought, that he caught that in sliding in fair territory, but as he slid off into foul territory, he never had full control of it, and it bobbled out of his glove, so that is indeed a fair ball. And up to second goes Earl Hill. So Ryan Salt will come to the plate, and once again, the Redmen have got somebody in scoring position. They just need a key hit here to bring them around. Swing and a miss.
Good positioning there by third base umpire Justin Van Horn too. Once that ball goes past third base, it's Justin's call.
And this one is chopped way up in the air down the left side, but that is going to go out of play, it looks like. There's no fence down that left side, so there's a continuation line between the outfield fence and the dugout. So once it goes past that, it is out of play. Swing and a miss. That one way upstairs over the eyeballs. And, well, you got to have a little bit better plate discipline. I know there's free swingers on this team, but still, you can't just go up there and hack away at everything.
No, you have to have exactly what the word used was discipline. Especially since it got burnt in that first time. He got burnt back in the 3rd inning, so.
Yeah, Yeah, his first trip through was kind of the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
There was a lot of swinging.
Put in your back pocket and adapt.
That one right down Davis Avenue for a called strike.
Probably the biggest threat of the plate for the OHSWEKEN Redmond right here. Chance to get on the scoreboard.
And Josh has had a busy day. He's been on base twice, infield base hit, a line shot. And he's been involved defensively in a number of plays too. Just another day at the office for Josh. Coming up, it's going to be Hill United Chiefs and the Bear Creek Express, the numbers 1 and 3 teams in the rankings. And the winner of that is likely going to win the pool. And this one is slashed out to center, base hit. And they're going to come into second, sort of with the throw, as Earl Hill comes around to throw, make it a 3-1 ball game. Josh Martin 3 for 3 on the afternoon now, give him an RBI. Called a strike. Mitch Green at the plate, popped out to left and then singled back in the third, stole a base to boot. And that was that changeup, and Mitch had the hands back, but he just fouled it off.
Good quick hands with Green and a real strong upper body. If you're going to beat Mitch Green, it's probably going to be with a drop ball.
Well, OHSWEKEN had a tough 2-1 loss. First game this morning at 10 a.m. to the Niagara Snappers. That one went extra innings. Caleb Keeshig on the mound for OHSWEKEN and gave up a single run in the first. OHSWEKEN got that one back late. And then the Snappers scored the international tiebreaker runner in the top of the 8th, but in the bottom they got a pop-up, and then so first pitch pop-up, and then they got a fly ball, and the tiebreaker runner, I guess, thought that it was going to be short, and he was going to break and tie the game, but the center fielder was able to run in and make the catch. And then they just tossed a second for the force out on the no tag. So a very rare 2-pitch inning to get 3 outs. So 3 and 2.
Probably the first time Steve Norman's been asked to kind of.
Called strike 3, outside corner. Green, a quick look back, but I think that corner has been there most of the afternoon. So Wade
Kawagashi
up to the plate, and he has not been able to figure out Steve Normand. They went upstairs with him in the first at bat, and then they got at him on the changeup the second time around. So it has just been a tough afternoon for Wade. That one is...
I think it hit him.
I think it hit the bottom of the bat.
Oh.
Because he's not going to first, and he's made no effort to go to first. I'm pretty sure it hit the knob of the bat.
Well, if it hit him, he's got to yell, ouch.
You might think, right? I know he's a big, tough guy, but Steve Normand throws pretty hard.
Now batting the third baseman, number 91, Dylan Cunningham.
So 1-1. And that one just off the outside corner. long time between pitches here for Normand. But swing and a miss there, and again, young Wade just doesn't seem to be able to figure out Steve.
No, he hasn't got him at all. He's had his number, and
Now batting the designated player number 3, Connor Brook.
Well, extends that corner a little bit further there, down on strikes again, this time looking. And it's been a rough afternoon there for Mr.
Kawagashik.
Very good, thank you. They strand one. Josh Martin can't get past first for the Redman. 3-1. We'll go to the 5th as the Redman did push across that run.
For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program. For all your team uniform and equipment needs, fastball, slow pitch, and hockey, for players and teams, make sure you visit Corbett's Source for Sports on the South Service Road in Oakville, Ontario. There's a lot of deals to be had on all kinds of equipment. Thank you to Paul Hurd and Corbett's Source for Sports for their generous sponsorship of the broadcast program.
Inning. I want to say hello to Jason Gerbies, joining us from New Zealand. He's in the future. I don't even want to know what it is in New Zealand. It's about 18 hours difference, I think.
16 to Auckland, I believe.
You sure?
No, 18. You're right.
I think it is 18. This one is way up in the air.
20 after
right
9
center,
tomorrow.
And making the grab out there is the center fielder, Ryan Salt, who came a long way across. And you hit it that high, the outfielder can set up camp by the time he gets there. You'll see Ryan Salt flash across your screen there and make the catch in the gap. Blake Hunter to the plate. Hunter laced a single his last trip. Rise ball up and out of the zone from Fallings. Nonetheless, we do want to say hi to Jason Gerbies. Hope you're enjoying the afternoon with us here in Simcoe, Ontario. Some of your fellow Kiwis will be on the next broadcast. Coming up, it will be Hill United Chiefs looking to rebound from that 5-inning, 7-0 defeat to the Toronto Batmen. And it will also be the Bear Creek Express, the Canada East champions. So we got a real good one coming up, Joe. The first and third ranked teams. This one is hit into the gap. There'll be no catching that. Hunter is going to go around second. He'll make the turn for third and get the stop sign from Todd McCullough. So 2 for 3 on the afternoon. Blake Hunter, a single and a triple. We've seen a lot more triples here this week than you normally see because of the park size, and I don't mind seeing triples. Nothing wrong with that.
No, you get to see the outfielders be a lot more involved.
Yeah.
You see the arms of the outfielders, the accuracy of their arms, the strength of their arms.
So the home team for this game coming up will be the Bear Creek Express. Somehow Paul McCart actually managed to win a toss. Did you get somebody else to call it for you? Doug called it. Yeah, well, no wonder. Sean Cleary, the starting pitcher for the Bear Creek Express. Hunter had a notion to come down on that wild pitch, but wisely, I think, Joe retreated back to third base.
Yeah, Robert Bomberry got a good clean bounce off that screen.
Way up in the air, it's short. Green's going a long way forward. Oh, makes a great basket catch. Here's the tag, the throw to the plate, and scoring. Just ahead of the throw, Blake Hunter, but a great catch out there, a basket catch running with his back to the ball was Mitch Green.
Not very often you see a sacrifice fly to 6 with an RBI.
Not, but given where he had to go and the ground that he had to cover, Blake Hunter runs well and able to get in ahead of the throw, but a great play out there by Mitch Green.
We talked about where the OHSWEKEN Redmond defensively were playing in the outfield. And Matt Salt was very deep there.
That is chopped through the 5.5 hole. So on the diamond behind us is the Niagara Stompers Toronto Batmen, and if I heard that correctly, it's 2-1 for the Stompers over the Batmen, and they're in the 4th inning, so they're about an inning behind us on that back diamond. And again, that pool is just a mess right now because everybody is beating everybody else. And again, depending on what happens with this Hill United Bear Creek game, you could have a whole bunch of teams at 1 and 2.
Somebody better brought their abacus.
Abacus. That's a good one. Abacus. I was just thinking calculator, maybe fingers and toes, but you come with abacus. Good word. Outstanding. I got nothing to top that. Dallas Kipfer at the plate. Next game, Hill United and Bear Creek. Oh, yeah. Real good game coming up. Luciano Lafrano already looking ahead to build the graphics for the next game. And I'll tell you what a pleasure it's been to work with Luciano the last 2 years. We did the World Tournament last year in Eldridge, Iowa together. Talked about collaborating on some other things. We got to do it this week here at the Chiefs Challenge. We were supposed to do it last weekend at the Canada's qualifier, but thanks to United Airlines holding Luciano's bag in Newark for the weekend, we didn't get the opportunity to do that. But here we are. Hard hit right to Josh Martin, and they will step on a bag to get Shane Milligan, but they score another, and Grand Prairie just slowly edging away from OHSWEKEN now 4-1 for the Pirates.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill on the grounds can't be beat. Reduced rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at ct16@greenbaynet.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program. The
It's the dude, Robert Bonberry, to lead things off for the OHSWEKEN Redmen here in the, where are we, Joe? Top of 5?
6.
Top of 6. It felt like we did the 5 inning, or the 5th inning about 3 times over.
The slide to 5 went us.
So top of 6. And Normand comes in with that little off-speed. .30 here in Simcoe. We're at about 5:25 p.m. Just been a beautiful day. The sun has been out. It's been shining as Bomberry lifts this one out to center, deep center, over the head of Archon, and Bomberry will trot into second base with a double. Immediately call time and look to the bench for a pinch runner.
It's mandatory, I believe.
I think it. Well, I don't know if it's mandatory right now because he's the leadoff batter.
Oh, that's right too.
But well, he got all of that, Joe. That's out in a 250 park, but 275 here, and he's got to be. Yeah, it's up and down. Yeah, you got the music on or muted? Yeah. So at the pinch runner in place, David Hill. We will go to Matt Saltz. Matt has flied out and grounded out. To nobody's surprise, he's pulled the ball twice. And that pitch just off the outside corner, but waved at by Salt. So Redmond again with a runner in scoring position. They've had a couple over the course of the day, Joe, but we've talked about it. They just haven't been able to string a couple of hits together.
Left 5 on base so far after 5 innings. The runner at second base right now.
Chase the rise ball upstairs. You see them go back to that pitch here now in the later innings again. They went away from it in the middle innings. As you talked about, Joe, they made that change. And you see him go back to it now. Well, there's the little change of pace, and I guess he went around on it.
Now batting number 17.
We're kind of blocked out on that particular view downstairs, but Matt Salt going around. So strikeout victim. And he come right back with the changeup again. So that's back to back. That's something you see Sean Cleary and Ryan Boland do on a fairly regular basis.
Number 3, Isaiah Whetstone.
Oh, that's a great location.
A good hard drop ties up Ryan Davis on the inside corner.
Great pitch. That's the one he struck out, Ryan, back in the second inning.
A little further inside, moves him off the plate. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Braden Archon in center was straight away, but he's now shaded a half a dozen steps over towards left. And foul tip and into the glove of Keegan Archon. Good hands back there behind the plate. And substitution now. 22 is Lyle. Well, I know the name, but I can't really read all the writing. It's Baybomkawo, and I know who it is. He lives up northern Ontario. And Lyle, I'm going to apologize now because I'm not getting your last name right. It is Bakehomo or in that. But I literally cannot read the writing, so I apologize, Lyle.
Yeah.
I know who you are. We'll have to teach a handwriting course to Wayne Green here, who is filled out the card. Normally Bob Berger or J&B has got the worst handwriting, but I think Wayne is going to be in contention for that one.
Daryl, we miss your fine. Daryl Anderson, we miss your fine.
Yeah, Daryl
printing.
Anderson always does a good job. Larry Lynch, great handwriting. Jeff Ellsworth is pretty good, although he writes really small. Chopper, that is foul. Had a chance, but just on the left side of the line. A combino, something like that. Bobumque. Okay. Thank you, Matt, for that. Called strike three, the outside corner. That's a great pitch from Steve Normand. Lyle can't get the bat off the shoulder. And down go the OHSWEKEN Redmen. They strand another. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Grand Prairie got 4-1 lead.
Murphy's Fish and Chips is not only a great place to get some of the best seafood in Canada, but is also one of the best fastball sponsors in the game. Voted Nova Scotia's best fish and chips by Eastlink TV, Murphy's is a family institution since 1996 and a proud fastball sponsor of many Canadian and ISC championship teams. Open 7 days a week. Come join us for our famous English-style fish and chips or any of our daily specials. Murphy's is located at 88 Esplanade in Truro, Nova Scotia. We thank Dave T. Anderson and Murphy's Fish and Chips for their commitment to fastball and the broadcast program. Murphy's Fish.
That's Caleb Keachig that you see there for the OHSWEKEN Redmen on to pitch. Caleb did 7 innings this morning. Hit the mascot there with the last warm-up. Make sure we're all awake, Joe. There was a couple other changes too. I see Robert Bonberry obviously back in the game for
David Hill.
And David Hill, has gone out. And then Tony Johnson was into the game for
Ryan.
I thought it was for Wade here.
No, Caleb went in for Wade.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're on top of it. Thank you. First pitch swinging. Stack grounds out 63 on your scorecard. That'll bring up Scott Hartley. So Keishik gets one real quick. Keishik, good pace, good drop ball, and usually has a good spin. This one up and into Hartley.
Hartley with 2 hits so far. Single back in the second and a double back in the fourth.
Jerry Betts will pass along those best wishes. Let me know if the audio is sounding any better. This one downstairs from Keishik. And there's a called strike.
Great location. Outside corner, low. Nothing the batter can do.
That is intercepted over there. Good play by the third baseman, Ryan Davis. 3 steps to his left on that hot shot off the bat of Scott Hartman. And Grand Prairie showing they can play some defense here too, Joe.
OHSWEKEN Redmond. Yes.
OHSWEKEN, you are correct, sir.
Doing a great job. Great range there by Davis. Davis had to move a couple of steps to his left. Top of the order again, Braden Arcan.
And that's a high hopper, and Green will go get that one. So some good defense shown by the OHSWEKEN Redmen. We'll give credit where credit is due and get the right team this time. A trio of groundouts on the left side for Caleb Keeshig. We'll go to the top of the 7th. The Redmen need 3 to tie. They're in a good spot, Joe, as we're coming back to Earl Hill, Ryan Salt, and Josh Martin. That's resulted in their only run of the game so far. Stay with us.
Whatever your delivery requirements are across North America, Skelton Truck Lines provides you with reliable, safe, and high-quality service at a fair price. Skelton Truck Lines equipment is satellite tracked and delivers small parcel, less than truckload, and expedited shipments throughout Canada and the U.S. With over 50 years of experience and more than 50 trucks serving 4 divisions, Skelton Truck Lines is a thriving Ontario business and a proud fastball sponsor. Visit us online at skeltontruck.com. Thanks to Mike Skelton for supporting the broadcast program.
So what Steve Normand got left in the tank for the top of the 7th inning, 8-9-1. Earl Hill, Ryan Salt, and then Josh Martin. Well, waves at that changeup and a good start there for Normand. But Earl Hill doubled and then came on to score on an RBI single by Josh Martin. That was in the 5th. That's the only run that the Redmen have been able to push across. Joe, you mentioned that they have stranded a whole bunch of runners. I think, is it 6 now?
6 now. He just can't leave that quantity of runners on base.
No, they've had their opportunities without a doubt, but just couldn't cash at the right time. There's a called strike at the bottom of the zone.
Normand's done a great job. 14 strikeouts so far in 6 innings.
Swing and a miss there at the rise ball, but that was kind of an in the strike zone rise. I'm not sure that's where Arcon and Normand wanted that pitch located. That was kind of center cut and choice.
It's the results.
Good result, but yeah, the process maybe wasn't what they wanted. That's a little bit better rise there. That one was at least elevated a little bit. Ryan Salt has not had a lot of luck here against Steve Normand this afternoon. And there's a drop too, but again, that was on the outside corner. Good location. You talked about he's been able to spot that pitch pretty well today. And got a little bit more of the plate than he wanted. That inside out swing from Salt, but making the catch out there in right field was Stat. So down to their final out, the OHSWEKEN Redmen in danger of going 0-3 in the pool and missing the playoffs. The crossovers in the semis will be second place versus third in each of the pools, in the quarters rather, and then the semis, the first place teams advancing right to the semis and will play the winners. I think what that does do, Joe, potentially, depending how Pool A sorts itself out, Hill United couldn't end up playing the Gremlins in a semifinal if they don't emerge on the top of the heap in the tiebreaker because of the way that that's all broken out.
And the loser goes home.
Well, in the semi, yeah, they would. That is a fair ball. Josh Martin is 4 for 4 with a double. He's having an afternoon, Joe Todd. That is it's pretty impressive to collect 4 hits in any game. He's got 3 singles, a double, and RBI. Josh Martin having a day.
Great ball player. Just loves the game,
Yeah.
wants to get out. You'll never see Josh Martin with a clean uniform.
No, I've always admired the way Josh has played, and like I said, you and I are showing our age now because some of these guys who were kids 10, 12, 15 years and now veterans in the game. But I do remember Josh Martin coming up and being an exciting young ball player, and now certainly a leader and a veteran on this OHSWEKEN team. Chases upstairs, Mitch Green. You know, and Joe, that's always been kind of a knock, I guess, if you will, on the REDMAN, is that they are an aggressive, free-swinging team, and if you can get them to chase upstairs, they will go after it. On the outside corner for a strike.
This is good for them to play in a caliber of tournament.
Yes.
That's a little bit higher than what they're used to, a little bit better pitching. They will be more prepared in their next tournament.
Yeah, they will, and they'll be making their way down to Moline as they will go as the Ontario Challenge Cup representative. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That's the ball game. Grand Prairie Pirates 4-1 winners over the OHSWEKEN REDMAN. Steve Normand has a great afternoon, finishes with 16 strikeouts. Josh Martin, 4 hits for the REDMAN. Joe Todd, a decent ball game. I think Grand Prairie pretty much had it on cruise control most of the way.
Pretty well, yes. Good control of Steve Normand. Just did a great job. 7 hits for the OHSWEKEN REDMAN, but Josh Martin was the only one that was consistent across the board with 4 hits, 4 for 4.
Yeah, they just couldn't get that key hit at the right time. How many stranded? 6, 7 left on base, I think, by OHSWEKEN now. So
7.
we will wrap it up, guys, as coming up at roughly 6 o'clock, Hill United and the Bear Creek Express. Looking forward to potentially having Chris Abbott join us. Joe Todd, thank you for making the trip down to Simcoe, and look forward to our next time in the booth.
Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
Stay with us here on Softball Premier TV. We'll be back roughly 6 o'clock Eastern. Thank you.